Hi everyone, I'm Jorasar and this is the battle report for the second Group B match in the APEX Season 2 playoffs. We have Kongdoo Panthera, the only team to go 9-0 in maps in the first group stage, taking on Luxury Watch Blue, who only dropped a match point to Lunatic High. This looks like it's going to be a great match to watch. Let's see how they got on. We started on Lijiang Tower. Both teams showed up looking to prove they deserved to be the one moving forward from the outset. Kongdoo Panthera took the early lead only to lose control to Flower's great use of the full kit of his Genji. After reclaiming the point, Kongdoo managed to hold off LW Blue and give themselves the Garden's win. LW Blue bounced back on Control Center in dominating fashion. Claiming control first and building ultimates, they used their bank to reclaim the point immediately after losing it to Panthera's own ultimate-fueled push. Meko's aggressive graviton gave Flower all the opportunity he required to rack up the kill count and stack the bodies high with his Dragon Blade to tie up the score. Rarely does Evermore get outshone on Roadhog, but Saebyeolbe did just that on the Night Market submap. His hooks consistently staggered teamfights while his team's control percentage ticked up. The situation became urgent for the Kongdoo Panthera roster, attempting to reverse sweep the control point's progress, but the hole that LW Blue dug for them was too deep to climb out of, losing the teamfight and the map point with it. Numbani started with Kongdoo Panthera going first on offense. Rascal, stumbling by dying early on, redeemed himself on the second push by saving Wakawaka's life from Saebyeolbe's soldier, then following up by getting a quad kill with back-to-back-to-back-to-back swift strike killing blows. The offense continued to click through Streets phase and the home stretch. Every member of Kongdoo was a threat to the defense, and while there were some pauses in the COD progress, they were able to regroup and regain their footing all the way to the goal. A split offensive push from LW Blue on the other side overwhelmed the Kongdoo defense out of the gate, with Flower approaching from the cliffside as Farah and Saebyeolbe, the primary DPS, pushing up through the streets. Clean kills resulted in a clean capture, leaving Kongdoo with no options but to regroup the streets. The struggles for Kongdoo defense continued during the second phase, getting completely team-wiped and losing that checkpoint as well, before setting up at the final point. Unfortunately for them, LW Blue were relentless on the offense, eventually tying the scoreline for the first round with a slightly better time than Panthera had remaining in the bank. After full holding on their defensive half in round 2, LW Blue looked to extend their lead in the series by just needing a point A capture. It took a few tries, but in the end they got the picks on the high ground they needed to push the advantage and take home the map win. Kongdoo Panthera faced getting swept in the series and were determined to change the course of the match, starting on Hanamura. Their offense struggled to get picks with Wakawaka's Widow, but Rascal's Dragon Blade worked wonders to end the point A defense before he was put to sleep. LW Blue barely managed to pull their point B defensive attempt out of the fire before the first round burned away before their eyes. Meko's graviton got countered by the offense's sound barrier, but Saebyeolbe on the high ground with Nano Visor ripped through the HP bars on point, giving Flower the distraction he needed to unleash the Dragon Blade for his own triple, ending the offensive push. Kongdoo Panthera eventually recovered to capture point B and end the round, but couldn't hold on to point A on their own defensive turn. Flower's Dragon Strike Arrow and Saebyeolbe's Whole Hog were the impact plays of the teamfight that kept them in the match and shifting focus onto point B. Rascal on the defensive Mei tried to split the attackers with his wall, but ended up with his Blizzard reflected back at him and his team during the pursuit thanks to great timing from Flower. All stability disintegrated from there for the Kongdoo defense, who were unable to delay the capture of the point with their respawns. With the score tied 2-2, we moved to the second round where the tanks came up big for Panthera on offense. In the very first push, Evermore picked up a double hook kill while Wakawaka lasered down the scattered defenders, ensuring the point A capture. Things went from bad to worst for LW when Evermore and company transitioned successfully, not only claiming positioning on point B, but getting picks on their way there, forcing the staggered defenders back. The point B snowball was complete, with Evermore's Whole Hog and Fissure's Earth Shatter, shutting down the last hope for the defense in the form of Flower's Dragon Blade. Still stunned after the 2 CP double cap from Kongdoo, Saebyeolbe and the rest of Luxury Watch Blue picked themselves up and did their best to attempt to match the feat. Saebyeolbe himself was the hard carry during point A with help from Gambler's Lucio boobs, but there just wasn't enough time in the bank to transition to point B. With Evermore sticking on the Roadhog for the Dorado defense, he became the unexpected counter to LW Blue's Pharmacy combination, hooking Flower right out of the sky and leaving Gambler stranded on the ground with a lifespan that only lasted until Hook was back off cooldown. The situation became embarrassing for the Pharmacy duo, who apparently didn't learn their lesson the first time and came back for seconds, only for Gambler to be hooked out of the sky again, leaving LW Blue to push into the front line with no real flank results from the two teammates. After finally powering through the first checkpoint, LW Blue gained traction and rocketed through the streets phase. They looked to be making an overtime capture of the second checkpoint before the match abruptly ended. Janus had made the critical mistake during the teamfight to step away from the payload, instantly ending their chance to set a further progression marker. It didn't take long for Kongdoo to make short work of LW Blue after another misstep from Janus, getting caught out and picked off with poor positioning, then losing their teleporter shortly after it was placed. Even during streets when Saebyeolbe managed to hook the barrage from Rascal, the cart didn't stop moving. The map would be one LW Blue will work hard to forget as soon as they can, after a graviton prevented them from even contesting the final progression for the Kongdoo win. With the reverse sweep dream alive, we move on to our fifth map, Eichenwald. A slow but methodical start had LW Blue charging ultimates until the Graviton Dragon Strike Wombo combo was online. It proved worth the wait, killing two directly, but wasn't enough to extinguish the molten core of Bling, who was able to delay the capture for at least a little longer. With little time left after such a slow start, the offense was in a rush to push the payload and forgot to check their corners. A sneaky Fissure punished the hubris of the offense with a flanking Earthshatter, giving Wakawaka all the opportunity he needed to follow up with a Graviton and prevent overtime triggering on the cart. Kongdoo Panthera could feel the reverse sweep coming to its completion, plowed through point A on the other side and were quickly approaching the short distance marker required. LW Blue survived a near miss during the first teamfight and fought hard to keep themselves in it with a clutch Mercy resurrect from Gambler in the second. But the raw firepower and the knockback from the whole hog of Evermore had the crowd roaring as the payload finally reached its mark to seal the 3-2 comeback for Kongdoo Panthera. A spirited performance by LW Blue nearly takes the wheels off the Kongdoo bus, but Panthera squeezed through 3-2 to make it to the winners match. To watch the next video, click here, and to subscribe to the channel, click here. Thanks for your likes and comments in the meantime, and don't forget to share. I'll see you for the next match.